Sweet. We're already back with another video. So, if you didn't watch my original video, basically, um, I am just going to be uploading probably 4 times a day and just super raw videos. I'm not going to edit it or anything like that. But um, in today's video, I wanted to talk about uh, the fact that the pain of discipline is hurts a lot less than the pain of regret. And before we move on, I want to talk about uh, Joe Rogan, right, really quickly. He explained discipline in a really good way, in a really simple way that helped me understand it a little bit more. And he said that discipline is doing something that you absolutely hate, but you know you have to do it, and so instead you do it like you love it. So, I mean, for, hitting legs, right? For a lot of people, I guess for most people, hitting legs is like everyone's worst enemy in the gym. So, imagine, right? Every single time you want to skip legs, but you still show up to the gym and you hit legs and you're just like grinding, grabbing an extra 2-3 reps at the end of the set that you usually would have quit on, and after just like patting yourself on the back or beating your chest or whatever you got to do, listening to whatever music you have to listen to, and just falling in love with it. Because then it'll get to the point eventually where you will love it. And it's kind of crazy how it works. I experienced that with hitting back. I used to hate hitting back, but then there was a turning point where for like probably a couple weeks it took, where I was just like, all right, I'm just going to hit back as hard as possible because I love being sore here and there. Sometimes I like it. There's seasons, I guess. But so I hit back as hard as possible, and then eventually I did fall in love with it, and now it's one of my favorite things to do. But back to the point of staying disciplined and doing things that you know you should be doing, but at the same time you don't really want to do, but still doing it like you love it, right? So I guess, and a better example for the online business space is outreach or appointment setting, I guess you could say. Everyone wants to be at 10K a month, right? That's like the golden number for everyone, at least when you're first starting. And everyone's so worried about all the back end stuff. Everyone's so worried about everything looking pretty. And, I use this example a lot because I went through this for so many times. I made this stupid mistake of focusing too much on how good my logo looked. And then after I accomplished building the logo, I just did not really care about it whatsoever and realized that all of it was wasted time. But if it's the idea that if you know you should be doing something, just do it, dude. Just do it, because in hindsight, looking back, like, I've failed so many times, and not because of, well, maybe it was because of that. It was a lack of action, okay? And now I regret it. So I look back and I'm like, man, if I would have just been consistent with this, like even if it was like 10 emails a day or 10 cold calls a day, something so small, but slowly but surely increasing my baseline and my capacity to be able to deal with that pain. If I would have started way back when, a few years back and done that consistently, I can't even imagine the places I would be right now. I'm very grateful where I'm at right now, so I don't want to give the wrong idea, but it's the idea that it's like, damn, like imagine. And you don't really want to deal with that. The whole, man, imagine if I did this, or imagine if I did that. Imagine if you did it right now. Just do it. Like, it sounds so easy for me to say, right? But the reason I'm telling you this in the first place is because I wish that, I would have paid for a mentor or an accountability, like actually paid though, because you'll join these courses and you'll get an accountability partner. You'll talk for like a week or two, and then the relationship's over. You guys aren't actually holding each other accountable. Now that I, along the way have paid for mentors, and it hurt to pay, a lot of these mentors charge a pretty penny, but what I've realized is that when you invest and have skin in the game, you're way more likely to actually succeed. And it's because there's a little bit of hurt that went into it, right? A little bit of a chunk left your account. But it just goes back to the idea that, like, I mean, Alex Hormozy preaches it all the time. Do the boring stuff. Like, if you can do anything every single day, Just do the boring stuff that you know is going to move the needle forward. Stop wasting time on everything that you know is not actually going to help just to make you feel like you've actually done something. Because when, 1 month passes, 2 months pass, 3 months pass, right? Like, before you know it, like half a year has passed and you're still in the same exact spot. And you feel that pressure. Like, it's like, damn, like, I wish that I would have done this. I wish. Like, if you have felt that already, shouldn't that have already taught you something? And this is me being hypocritical and speaking this out loud, because I've gone through this so many times and I probably still do it without even realizing. But hopefully this is like, a little, what would I call it? Like a knock on the door for you or something, like a little alarm, like, wake up, okay? Wake up and realize that you need to just take action right now. Stop pushing it off. It's never going to be the right time. You're never going to be perfect in the beginning. You're going to mess up more than you think. And, the money's going to come, but I guarantee it's probably not going to come on the timeline that you think it's actually going to come. So if you're just able to accept those sort of things and accept that you're not a failure until you quit, but the last thing you want to do is quit, let a couple years go by and sit with yourself and sit in your regret and say, damn, I wish this or I wish that. Trust me, coming from someone who, has gone through that a few times, and now, staying disciplined with certain things, I do realize that maybe in the moment doing some of these monotonous tasks suck, but you can make it fun. Like, gamify, however you call it. Like, make it fun for yourself. Throw on your favorite music. Have a snack by you, your favorite drink, like whatever it is that makes you happy. Just try and pair the two together and just get it over with, because I promise you're going to feel so much better at the end of the day, or 90 days later down the road. You're going to feel so grateful for the fact that you put in the work. And not only that, you're just going to have so much more pride, so much more confidence, conviction going into things like sales calls, or even in yourself. Just having the confidence in yourself that, like, okay, like, I just proved to myself that I could do it. Let me do it again. And now let me do it 2 times harder. Now you prove to yourself that you can do it 2 times harder. Let me do this 3 times harder. Before you try and prove it to anyone else or prove it to the world, prove it to yourself that you're capable. And I promise that once you prove to yourself that you're capable of something, you're going to have so much pride and gratitude that you're able to, stick it out, that you're going to want to push yourself even harder. And I think this goes back to, like, the whole leg day thing. Leg day is extremely taxing, especially if you have squats in there, right? But if you just kill it and push yourself, in the moment, it's going to hurt like hell and it's going to suck and you're going to want to leave the gym. But if you stick it out and really, really push yourself, and you leave wobbling and you can barely press the gas or the brake on your way home, you're going to feel so much better about yourself. And you're going to have something to talk about with your boys or whoever you want to talk to, right? Like, dude, I just absolutely killed my legs. And then that next day when you're so sore, I think the next day, or actually it's usually 2 days after, because of the, what is it called? The DONS, the delayed onset soreness. Yeah, like two days after you work out and you really get that real soreness, it's like, okay, I kind of like this. Like, damn, I worked hard for that. And you have some of those battle scars. And the same applies to business. I was about to say just do it, but I'm not a big Nike guy. But just do it. Anyways, right? Just deal with the pain in the moment. Make it as fun as possible for yourself. When you wake up, plan your day around. I know a lot of you are probably in school or work full-time jobs. So I can't say this advice will apply to all of you, but wake up as early as possible when no one else is awake, when you know there will be absolutely 0 distractions for yourself. Get up, and the tasks that you hate the most, just do them first. Get them out of the way, okay? And the rest of the day is going to feel like such a breeze, because you're not having those tasks hanging over your shoulder like, oh my gosh, like I still have to get home and do this, or I still have to get home and do that. Dude, just get it out of the way, and I promise you're going to feel so much better. And you're going to build that consistency. And there comes a tipping point, right? And I'll leave you with this last note, because I could ramble or all day long about this. There comes a tipping point where you prove to yourself so much that you're capable of doing something, and you prove to yourself that you're so consistent at it that your brain switches, and now you have leverage. And now it's not a game of how long can I keep this going. It's a game of I don't want this to end, because now you've built this streak of 7 days, 14 days, 21 days. Now you're at a month, right? After you hit like the 30, 31 days, you're at a month, and you're like, damn, I just did this for a month straight. Now you're going to feel that pain of like, I can't stop now, right? Like if I stop now, I wasted all that time. So get the streak started. Start with 1 day, then do 2 days. Take it day by day. Just get the annoying tasks out of the way, get the boring tasks out of the way. And then before you know it, a month is going to go by, 2 months are going to go by, then 90 days, you're at 3 months. And then at that point, it's a habit. Like doing anything other than doing what you know you have to do is going to feel like a crime to you. And so that's also how you switch your identity. But we will not do that right now. That could be a 10-hour lecture. But do the work, do the boring work, like Alex Hormozy says. Prove to yourself that you're capable of it, and then you will have the leverage with your mind. You'll be able to override any sense of I don't want to do this right now, because you know in yourself that you do need to do it, right? And you will do it because you've had this streak going on. So the last thing you're going to do is mess that up. So I hope this video provided a little bit of insight within all of the jibber jabber I've been saying, but just know that the pain of discipline hurts a lot less than the pain of regret. Do the work, and you'll be proud of yourself. And ultimately, you will succeed.